Here's Brody Brazil.
Just logged on. Any new updates with the A's and Howard Terminal? You know what, Frederick? There's not a lot going on in the Oakland side of this. There's really not. And say what you want about comments where both sides are still talking. If that is the case, if there is still more discussion to be had and it's happening, great. But in terms of tangible, understandable, relatable developments that the public can chew on and say, oh, I see that something's happening. There's not much to show for, or there's not much to show and understand here. Now, on the flip side of it, the real development that is happening is what the A's are doing with their efforts in Las Vegas. They're lobbying. They're trying to see how much public money they can get in the state of Nevada and in the county for a ballpark in Las Vegas, and they'll know the answer because this legislative session ends in June. And so they will understand, here's what the options look like in Oakland, here's what the options look like in Las Vegas. Up to this point, I don't think they've known what's even possible in Las Vegas. It was a conversation. It had no corners to it. Like, they didn't know the definition of here's what it would look like if we do this. They're about to find that out. Ultimately, they're going to come to this situation right here. Well, we've got this and we've got this. This one's going to do this for us. This one's going to do that for us. I think they've gotten Howard Terminal to a certain point where it's pretty much understood. Here's what it's going to take. Here's what it's going to cost. Here's how we're going to finish this off. There's a few things that are very undecided, like how the infrastructure money is going to come in, how much more it's going to go up, how much affordable housing is this site going to necessitate. There's a legal threshold which it has to meet. From as far as I understand, we are way beyond the legal threshold of affordable housing for the project. Now it's a matter of what's agreeable for both sides. More so, what is satisfactory for the city of Oakland in terms of affordable housing? And for the A's, what number is the maximum that actually works for the numbers and the math of this project? So, again, to understand all of this, we're coming to a point where I think as much work as could be done in Oakland is done. It's almost like the homework is not due until June or July, and the project is already finished. You just haven't turned it in yet. Now, the project and the homework in Las Vegas, it's not done yet. You can't know yet. And I think that they're going to come to a conclusion on which one seems more worthwhile to pursue at a certain point. Real quick, I made a video and posted it earlier today saying that the A's had spent, up to this point, about $100 million in their efforts to stay in Oakland. And quickly saw some people easily understand that, okay, that is what it is. It doesn't mean that they're staying. It doesn't mean that we know the future, clear cut. But my point in sharing that is to show you that no matter what they've said, no matter what they've not said, you don't spend $100 million on something that you're not interested or you're just doing for show or you're doing procedurally. Like, that's a significant amount of money, and it could have gone somewhere else, even if you're saying, well, it's a tax write-off or it's a business expense. Maybe, but if you move away, you get nothing for that $100 million or on average $18 to $20 million a year. I also understand that, it does not mean that you are instantly headed to or instantly staying in Oakland or headed to Las Vegas. It doesn't mean anything up to this point. It doesn't mean anything moving forward from this point. But up to this point, it means that you've at least put your money where your mouth is in trying to facilitate this process, paying for the entire EIR, paying for a staff of lawyers and executives that go out and push this project and do the research, and hiring the architectural firm and the design firm. I mean, none of this stuff is free. Nobody says, well, we'll just do this for you as a favor. Nobody does that. So it was only my point to share that the A's have put forth an effort in this. I know some people would rather have it be all done at this juncture. Me too. Obviously, I'd rather it all be signed, sealed, and delivered. Go to Howard Terminal. Put a shovel in the ground. But to the point, it's just to show you that those out there who say no effort has happened, here's something. And probably here's the biggest thing. Here's the biggest effort you could see. More than anything actually said is the $100 million spent since November of 2018.